Welcome back to New Day Northwest. You know, spring cleaning has a lot to do with getting rid of all that clutter, but getting rid of it is easier said than done. I know this. Jane Stoller is the Canadian author of Decluttering for Dummies. She shared how to build routines that help create a tidier life.
The whole concept of spring cleaning, is that a good idea, or should people just be cleaning out their stuff year round?
Well, that's two answers to that, because I agree we should all be cleaning our stuff, especially decluttering year round. It should be part of your natural routine. But spring is a really great time, especially for myself. I'm Canadian, and this is anybody in the north kind of it's a great time to actually get out and, garages, stuff that's been piling up, and be able to ship stuff to donations or give stuff. So that is why spring cleaning is actually a good idea.
Okay, I'm here for that. It's also nice to kind of open things up and air things out. We are all stuck in our houses. My biggest problem is I love spring cleaning, but I have a hard time staying organized. I have all these bins, but then I have a hard time keeping the method, if you will, going.
And that's a common problem. And I think today we're consumed with places to buy bins, containers, and we're often just masking the problem. We are just continuing to shop and bring more stuff into our home before we're actually evaluating. So this spring, I encourage everybody, when you're spring cleaning, to really think about more of a decluttering session. Start decluttering. Don't go buy more boxes, even no more hooks, nothing, until you go through your house and see what you actually use and need.
That's a really good tip. I know it's probably one of the bigger mistakes we make is buying more stuff to store our stuff. But what are some other big mistakes that we make when it comes to spring cleaning?
The other big mistake is trying to tackle it all at once. So you have a weekend set, this is my weekend for spring cleaning, but then, there's the soccer and this, and then, get invited for drinks, whatever it may be. And that weekend gets pushed. So you don't have to make a big deal about spring cleaning. It can even be 10 minutes every day in the month of April or May, or we don't have to tackle it all at once. And I think that's why we're overwhelmed. We don't know where to start. But if we say, 15 minutes a day, we're going to start with this room, make it kind of a lifestyle, and then it will turn into a lifestyle versus only a big, once a year clean.
That I do like. I do, because I think that sometimes the only time I do clean my house is when company is coming. So I think that's a good thing to maybe start pretending like that's happening all the time. Do you have any tips for like a digital declutter? I know that I have, when I go through my pictures, I find that I have, screenshots of things I don't need anymore. And I've got, I'm always spending more money on the cloud to house all this stuff. What's your advice for the digital declutter?
So this is a very big topic. And in my book, Decluttering for Dummies, the entire third part, there's about 6 chapters totally dedicated to digital decluttering. Everything from your email to you said it, your photos, to our files, to our online presence. And we are totally cluttered now when we open our computers, especially during the pandemic, because it's been our life. So really start with, for photos, I would make a photo date with yourself once a month. Go through all of your photos, put them in, little album covers. I use Canva. There's an app called Gemini, which goes through and deletes or says you have this many multiples, this many blurries. So once a month, starting now, don't go back, and just start really doing that. The same with all your digital files, your emails. We are just keeping clutter in our computers, but now our computers are cluttered. So this year, I encourage everyone to try and get a little bit more digitally organized.
So when you see an inbox that says 48,000 emails unread, you say that's probably a good time to start decluttering?
Yeah, I would just delete them all. Don't look back and start fresh. I know it's panic for everybody listening, but we're so tied to our emails. But if you have that many, chances are you're not going to read them anyways. And start fresh, or maybe you need an assistant to help you with your emails, or, there's lots of options. We are so tied to that, but it's really causing us to do that versus our important jobs we have.
I've been telling my husband that I need an assistant for years.
There you go.
I'm going to tell him Jane said so. She's an expert in this.
Exactly.
You are a pro, but do you ever struggle with anything when it comes to clutter organization, or are you perfect? Are you perfect?
It's really hard when my brand is Organized Jane. So everybody thinks I'm perfect and they always want to look in my purse and on my computer, but nobody is perfect. And I don't strive for that myself anymore. And I think our society, we've become Instagram perfect, or we should be. That's what people But I try to organize, not perfectly. I'm not actually a perfectionist. And even with my clients, I say, it doesn't have to be perfect. We don't have to make it for the gram. It's for your real life. So I'm not perfect and you shouldn't be either. We just want to make more time and make organizing fit our lifestyle to make us more efficient so we can have more fun.
I love it.